What is going on, boys and girls? My name is SiahZ, and in today's video we're going to be looking at patch 1.5 for Biomutant. Now this was announced at 10 a.m., so about an hour and a half, 2 hours ago. Now this patch is going to be live right now for PC and PS, and Origin and Xbox. The update will be coming soon to those, platforms. So before we get into the video, I do want to say that I have a community Discord made, so if you guys want to join it, the link for that will be in the comment section. And also, the reason why there hasn't been videos in about a week is I've been trying to I've been really wanting to make videos on Borderlands. I'm starting to get into that community because I have a big passion for Borderlands and also the new game upcoming. It looks really fun, and I really wanted to kind of make videos on both of those and maybe start doing Borderlands full time. So I've just been trying to get the end game and stuff like that and start to test out a lot of new things. That's why, there hasn't been any new videos. But if you guys want to, see anything on any other videos, or you want me to cover any games, or, what I'm saying, let me know in the comment section, and I can make that happen. Without any further ado, let's go into the video. So the first thing we're going to see here is this is for PC only. It says added field of view type setting for selecting between horizontal and vertical field of view. Vertical field of view is useful when using a wider monitor to get the correct aspect ratio. By default, the field of view set is to be horizontal. So if your monitor doesn't fit the game, or it's not fitting your monitor, I should say, the game isn't. You can kind of tweak and change the aspect ratio and kind of make it fit your screen correctly. So now we have the option to actually do that, which is nice. Because I know some people were having some issues with the aspect ratio, so now that shouldn't be an issue. Now the next one we have here is progression. It says increase level cap from 50 to 100. This is huge now. I mean, the level cap literally is doubled, so you know what I'm saying? We have a lot more difficulty to the game now. There's going to be a lot tougher enemies, there's going to be more loot now, we'll get into soon. And it just makes the game overall, the life of the game, it's going to be longer. So this is a huge increase, and this allows them to do a lot of different content and different add-ons to the game now, and allow them to add a lot more unique enemy types to the game as we get up there in the higher levels. But this is huge though. Level 50 to 100 is, it's a big increase. So I'm excited to see how the game is going to play out, on max level, and how difficult the game's going to be now, and if the enemies are going to have any new mechanics at max level. So let's get into the next one. So we're going to read all this info and talk about each individual one after. Added more suburb loot variations, added higher tier relic and legendary weapon parts, so it will start dropping at level 50. Updated loot generation to provide more variation and less duplicate items. Added scrap action to the loot screen, and added settings for hiding or showing head items. So adding more suburb loot variation is definitely good to the game. It allows us to, test out more builds, test out more guns, allow us to make more unique builds that we've gotten before, and just generally helps with the whole shoot and loot aspect of the game. Adding the higher tier relic and legendary weapon parts that'll start dropping after level 50 is definitely big, because if you have a level increase like that from 50 to 100, it's definitely better. It's definitely good to have new content and new drops and so on and so forth after you hit that new level cap, or you start to get into that new level cap, because if not, then people are just going to be having the same things dropped from level 50 to 100, and people are going to get bored with the game within a few days, because they're not going to get what's the point of playing a game on harder difficulty, right? Or trying to get the max level when you're just going to be getting the same items and same loot that you're already getting, So definitely good to have something like that you can only get when you hit that max level cap and starting to go up into the new level cap. So updated loot generation to provide more variation, less duplicate items is always good. Having duplicate items in games is very frustrating to me, and it's kind of stupid, to sit there and be playing the game and you're getting loot that you were starting, that you were getting like level 5, 10, what I'm saying? So it's definitely good to get that out of the way. And more variation, like I said, always helps with build and just general shoot and loot aspect of the game. Added scrap action on the loot screen. This is good. This is going to help with, clearing out our inventory quicker, and just generally making the gameplay and the feel of the UI and the game and stuff like that, and the management system of our inventory better. Added settings for hiding or showing head items is really good. I know in the community a lot of people were asking for this setting to be added, so I'm definitely glad that they added this. Just the aesthetic part of the game, and people wanting to make their characters look cool, it's definitely going to help them. So let's get into the next piece of info here. Next one we're going to talk about is the world. Added respawning enemies to some areas and increase spawn rate for random encounters. So this is definitely a plus. To my knowledge, respawning enemies they really didn't respawn. Like they kind of did, but we really couldn't farm enemies, right? So so that was them adding that option for enemies to respawn in some areas is definitely helpful now. This way you can kind of farm that certain pack of enemies or test builds out or weapons on those said packs of enemies, so you can keep coming back and testing stuff. This way you can have like a controlled environment. Is definitely nice, and increase the respawn rate for random encounters is definitely good. More enemies to kill is always a plus. So now the next thing we're going to talk about is the new game plus. There's added modifiers which somewhat increase the difficulty after starting a new game plus, and also additionally for each new subsequent new game plus loop. This is definitely nice, and it's definitely an add-on that they should have had day one. But I'm glad it's in the game now. It's always, better than never coming into the game. This just allows us to, every time we start a new game plus, that the game's going to get harder and harder. And, it's definitely nice to have more difficulty every time we start a new game plus, rather than it only being the same difficulty after the first time we start a new game plus. Because if it's going to say the same difficulty, why would you go into a new game plus after you did it, the first time? There would be no point into doing it. But so now the last thing we're going to talk about here is the combat. Added optional lock-on targeting for melee combat, and added attack animation canceling for certain moves by using dodge. I definitely think that the animation canceling should have been in the game at the start, because I know that I was getting caught in a lot of like attacks and a lot of skills that I couldn't get out of, and it was very frustrating. So I'm glad that that is in the game now. This way you can just dodge out of those said skills. And then also the optional lock-on targeting for melee combat is definitely nice. So this way when we get in there, our camera's not being sucked to one enemy. We can choose who we want to look at and stuff like that freely. So that's it for this video, guys. If you guys did enjoy the video, definitely hit that like button. Helps me the YouTube algorithm. It gets my video out there to more people. Also, if you guys enjoy this type of content, there's more content like this on my channel, so go check that out. And if you want to get notified when new videos go live, definitely hit that subscribe button. That's all I got for you today, guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video.